All right, welcome back. Welcome back to Greenbox Gaming plays Delta Green Impossible Landscapes. My name is Joe. I will be your handler for this operation, and I am joined by my good friends and some of my mediocre friends. And I'll give them in no particular order and let you try to figure out which one is which. By Jean, playing Benedict.
Hello there.
Ooh, that sounds like a good friend. That sounds like a good one.
That is.
By Brad.
Good friends have mugs.
Good friends have Delta Green mugs. Yes. Ooh, that sounds like a good friend too. Might be some competition. And by Dace, playing Benji.
You're awake.
Okay. All right.
Well, I said that before you got on, Joe, and he thought it was a Skyrim reference and not a prequel reference. So
okay.
Now he countered that with an actual Skyrim reference.
Yeah.
I'm such a bad internet nerd. I'm just not up to date on my. Can't keep my references straight.
Well, how's it going, guys? Yeah. By the way, those are some nice mugs you guys got there.
Yes.
What is that?
Ooh, look at that.
How
Takes about
Yeah. Ooh.
what is it in American measures? About a quart of coffee,
Yeah.
which is enough to get us through.
Closer
the
to a
session.
gallon, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I got the guys some Delta Green mugs for Christmas.
They're amazing.
Yes.
Got
They're
one
my
for
favorite
himself, and for some reason shipped it to me.
No.
Along with the other
No,
three.
because the idea is when we met for the Christmas one shot, the idea is that FedEx or whoever I sent it with wouldn't be terrible at their jobs, and that you would have them, and we would all unpack them there together, like Christmas almost.
Oh, that's so
But it didn't
romantic.
happen. That's why I'm really trying to
Would've been
build a
nice.
romantic vibe with us. That's
I feel it.
good. I'm glad you picked up on it, John. How are you guys doing? The Christmas season is come and gone. We're now onto the dreary January. Depending on where you are, I guess.
I quite like January. I won't lie. I like January more than I like Christmas season.
Really? Is it because
Yeah.
are you some type of Grinchy curmudgeon? Is that why? That's
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Santa.
of giving.
Well, good news, he doesn't exist. I don't know. If you've heard.
Yeah, oh boy!
Oh,
Do
thank
we
God.
have good news for you?
It was
Caught on camera.
A ruse,
30-something-year-old
John.
man believed in Santa Claus until this moment.
Do we need a good thumbnail pic?
Yeah, there you go. You'll never believe. Is it about the new beginnings in January? Do you subscribe to the whole New Year thing? Is it like a new lease on life? Do you do whatchamacallums?
Resolutions.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I was gonna say
Those ones.
reverberations, but that's not right.
That's something different.
I do.
Do you do New
more
Year's reverberations?
than I do I do. It involves a lot of drugs, like in reverberations. I think it's just festive seasons have always been like very hectic and frenetic. So I like the respite that comes afterwards.
Definitely.
Not that I don't like spending time with family and everything, but
Yeah.
it does get a bit hectic.
I am gonna tread carefully because I know my mother listens to this podcast.
That's right.
Next topic, please.
I do tread carefully.
What about you, Brad? How you feeling here in January? You just right back in the grind.
basically preparing for the cold weather. I like the holidays about just as much, maybe more than Jean and Dace, but who's to say?
Yeah. You know, I traditionally was not a big Christmas person. Just never was. I just never was my jam. I don't know, over the last, 2-3 years, I've really found myself kind of letting myself get into it. I don't do a lot of traveling. We don't really decorate. I mean, you have, a tree. I don't really decorate stuff. But just, kind of just letting myself enjoy the aura of it, I guess. You know?
Well, I only like it now probably a little bit more because the nephews. So we always have, stuff to do with them. Basically.
It is different when it's just adults. Are all kind of standing around with, wearing ugly sweaters, and it's this is definitely not the same. But kids definitely bring that energy to it, that magic.
They certainly bring something. I don't know if I'd call it magic, but they bring something.
Did you have a different experience with your nephews?
Flu. They bring flu. That's what they brought me.
They bring
for
disease.
Christmas.
Flu, plague,
Influenza, type A.
stench, sticky fingers.
Ooh, sticky fingers.
Why is everything so sticky
Why
all
is
the
it so
time?
sticky? What did you touch? Why
Yeah,
is it
you're
so
just
sticky?
around them.
Yeah. That's a hell of a thing to complain about. It's like the good thing is they are not your kids, so you can just kind of turn them back towards their parent and you say, "Okay, go be sticky over there now."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go fester in your own stickiness, in your miserable viscosity.
Yeah. Did you get wow. I'm about to write that one down.
You can have that one for free.
Yeah. Well, you guys were up in Gatlinburg, did the whole family vacation thing with Jean in town and whatnot.
Yep.
That was a
Yeah, it was good. A lot of family time.
the manner in which you said that was a lot of family time. Keep in mind, your mom does watch, so
Yeah, we I was fine. I think the highlight for me was going to the Pepper Palace.
I remember the Pepper Palace.
Yeah, I tried like 15 different hot sauces. It was rad.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was thinking like black pepper when you said that.
It's just all sorts of different black peppers. Well, like Jean, how many tourist trap towns in the U.S. have you been to, and how does Gatlinburg compare to the others?
I quite liked Gatlinburg. I was thinking about it. We'd been there before, but we only went to
Okay.
Pigeon Forge. And Gatlinburg is, even though it's touristy, it's actually got a bit of
It does.
character. Whereas Pigeon Forge feels like a bit of a Vegas type.
Yeah, super weird
Oh.
hills country Vegas.
I guess I've never been into the proper town Pigeon Forge. Like all the time I've spent there is like in the cabin.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not missing anything.
Yeah.
We went to 4 arcades in 3 days.
But it was nice.
Ooh.
Jesus.
It's a lot of
For the
arcades.
kids, I'm assuming.
So sticky afterwards. We ate candy that was left in the
Oh.
arcade machine.
Oh no.
Just delicious.
Dace, do you remember when that time we went down to the coast? I think with your folks, we went to that arcade and played the Terminator shooting game.
Hell
and
yeah,
we
dude.
spent like $20 in quarters each to
I
get
was-
to what we assumed was the end of the game, to only find out it was the second level
Yeah.
of the game.
Yeah.
I was about to say, in Oxford, do y'all remember the prize was like a Terminator hand? Am I making that up? One of the big
Oh
prizes
shit, no.
was
Yeah,
like
that was real.
What?
yeah.
I don't
A
recall
stripped down robotic
Oh.
Terminator hand.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
just like
It's like one of the
behind the arcade
want
counter,
that.
like just staring at you,
Yeah.
mocking you, unattainable.
Well, like, I don't know. I guess we were kind of right at the end of the primary like arcade time. Like by the time we were kind of moving like up into our teenage years, like arcades everywhere just started to close. Like there's very few now.
Well, it's because malls started dying right and
Right.
left, and that's where all the arcades are.
Yeah.
now they're all online.
Now that's all just gambling, which I guess is just what it was kind of anyway. Do you guys remember? Okay, actually, let me phrase this differently. Do you guys remember hearing about some friends who broke into the abandoned mall in our hometown? Do you remember those?
I think
those acquaintances telling us about that.
I think
story?
I heard about those distant acquaintances.
Yeah.
Are these the same distant acquaintances that
These-
set a couch alight?
Sounds like
Possibly.
them.
It sounds
Those
just
dudes
like
are
them.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, those dudes just,
Possibly.
just
That's what
gotten
they
all
would
sorts of
do.
things. Do you remember
All
that?
right,
Do you
remember, mothers are watching.
Well, but like I said, it doesn't matter. They're distant acquaintances. That's,
Oh, true,
you know.
true.
And statute of limitations,
And
which
statute
is great for those guys.
for those guys. I'm glad they have that. To
Those protections.
oh god, but yeah, that was like you want to talk about like a liminal space of the abandoned
Yeah.
shopping mall.
I even remember 2 friends playing a prank on one friend.
You remember hearing about that?
Yes. And
Yes.
daring that one friend to pull something.
Yep.
where
And
they
then
already
they'll-
knew
I
alarm
know.
was going to go off.
That's
and
right.
abandoned him.
The two friends were allegedly watching
So wait,
him
were there
walk
three
up to
friends?
the door and just like scooting backwards, like getting ready to fucking take off and leave him in the dust.
Like, you know how like sprinters will get down on their chalks, like getting ready to run. So the two friends were like literally, because the two friends knew that the alarm was going to go off, and the two friends got down on your set, ready, get set, and then the alarm went off, and they were so far ahead of the third friend.
You guys need to keep better company. I think that's
You,
what we learned
you
from
imagine,
this.
you know that scene in Jurassic Park where girl, the female protagonist, doctor is with the hunter. And he's like, I got him in my sights, and he's like, run. That's what that friend was like when the alarm went off, just like tripping and falling. And
it was for them, for our acquaintances, it was a truly funny time, I'm sure. And they told the story so well, which is why I think it's so funny now.
Vivid recollection.
God,
Yeah, of somebody
it was
else's
almost
experiences.
as
This
if
is
they told it
amazing.
so well. It was almost as if you were there, almost.
Sure, almost.
Yeah.
Good times.
But anyway, speaking of running away from liminal spaces as fast as one can, let's talk about where you guys ended up at the end.
Well done.
I don't know. That was a rocky one. Let's talk about where you guys ended up now in this abandoned house. How about that? You guys ready to jump in? Are you excited?
yes.
You gonna hit us with that recap? Because we
Yes.
need it desperately.
And it has to be more succinct and
Yes, the last one
excellent
was a
than
little
the
drawn
last
out
one.
in the episode 0. But after everything that happened, let's just say that after escaping, after being drawn back into what you thought was Delta Green by Barbas, after finding out that was not true, after going to Vegas to take out one of these vectors of the King in Yellow infection in Ophelia Ch3, Michael Whitwer's fiance, after returning and being drawn into the night world via the Dorchester, after meeting a whole host of weirdos, people that you had heard about previously, Asa Darabandi, Mr. Wild, all the members, all the staff of the hospital, after being drawn through the library where you may or may not have seen yourselves in the past, after going and being pulled through after summoning Bale, King Bale, or Timothy Bale, and being pulled into the theater after consuming the Patsu and narrowly for Hank escaping the clown, you guys are in a house that looks like it's for sale. Everything, there's like some furniture, but it looks like it's like cookie cutter furniture. It has no soul to it. It's definitely the kind of stuff that a realtor puts in a house, and it's all covered in sheets. You guys wake up, have a little bit of a time for those of you who had new mental breakdowns, and you guys were presented with this kind of invitation via this clockwork child. You guys are here. You guys are back in Boston. You guys made it, and I'm sure the world is just going great. Now, you have with you everything that you had previously. You had everything that you had on your person. You had your jackets. You have your firearms. You have all of that. One of you even has a set of keys for the van that you got back in Vegas and drove cross country in. You still have your unmarked, rental van that you managed to kind of get away with. And if any of you peek outside, you see that you are located in a pretty kind of idyllic suburb. There's a little sign outside in the front lawn that says, for sale. It has the name of a realtor on it. And you can see that the van is parked in the driveway. And the way it's kind of all arrayed, it kind of looks like, oh, they might be a maintenance van or a moving van or something like that. It all just kind of fits in. And lastly, I will remind you that on the floor of the actual living room is a demonic sigil. The sigil for Malphas, Malphas. And after being presented with the invitation, you guys are kind of awake and ready to go. And last time in session 0, we kind of talked about how you guys felt, or how your characters felt about things. So, this is it. This is where we get back into the action. Dace, you got something? Or...
Oh, no, sorry. I was just thinking. Is the creepy little robot you said that kind of just dematerialized, right?
Yeah, like, two of you were kind of coming out of a psychotic state, and Benedict, when he takes it, and pretty much the second that anyone kind of looks away, it's gone. Yeah, but yes, it has gone. So what do you...
Malphas. He buildeth houses, high towers, and strongholds, and he casteth down the same stones atop the heads of a conjurer's enemies. He can destroy enemies' thoughts and desires, give good familiars, and quickly bring artificers together from all places of the world.
The funny thing...
Guys as the crow. Good?
It's funny. Benji, and I imagine that maybe even Benji just says that out loud. Like, maybe you guys, maybe you go into the kitchen, and there's, again, everything's very cookie cutter. No soul, no individuality to it. You go in, there's, a single set of glasses in the cabinets. Maybe you get, a glass of water, and Benji's standing there, and maybe says this while standing over the seal. And something strikes you, Benji, something a little odd. You feel something within you. You feel something within you, not just... You feel it well up. Now, you know about the Ars Goetia. Benji is an expert on all things occultic. One of the foremost in the world. And you think that you might... You feel like you know more about this demon than you did before. You feel like you have some insight into it.
After just recounting
like that. In fact, as Benji...
Oh.
Yeah, well, and as Benji is standing here, Benji, you maybe cast your thought to another demon. You think you know a little bit about that one. Even more so than that.
I can feel something bubbling in my guts. I think I gotta take a lore dump.
Not a lore dump.
I'm not sure these restrooms are operational, Benji.
Oh, Benji, you feel like... Benji, you feel like you could... You feel like if you needed to talk to this Malphas, you feel like you could find this. I feel like you could find this demon.
How?
Well, Benji takes a peek outside at the sign, the realtor's sign. You see a name and a picture of a realtor wearing a female realtor wearing a smart business suit. You see the name Patricia McSwain. You feel like that might be her.
Wait, that might be the demon?
Yeah.
Guys, that realtor's a demon. That's Malphas right there.
Benedict is skeptical immediately. It's psychotic break continuing
Also, I
in his
think
mind.
there's Jews under the floorboards.
Oh, current events. That's not anti-Semitism, that's just current events, everyone. Let's calm down.
Okay, let me pull up my character sheet. I'm gonna do a alertness check. Oh, can we refresh our check marks?
Yeah, did we sleep? Do we feel refreshed?
I'll say yeah. Let's go ahead and say yeah. Go ahead and do that.
Do we feel refreshed after that psychotic break? Is it a refreshing psychotic break?
How refreshing is this break?
Like stretch out. It's like taking a good nap.
Deepest sleep you've ever had.
All right, I'm gonna do an alertness like on her, and just the front. She's in the front driveway type area. Is that what you said?
No, that was a sign. If you want to do an alertness on this sign,
it's a sign, not her.
No. I want this alertness check on this sign.
Wait, no. I want
that's a critical
alertness on the sign.
22.
I want to see this.
That's a 22.
I want to know.
So there's actually maybe you find a business card there on the table. You know, there's like maybe a small, as you were to enter the front door, there's like a little coffee table that has like some bottles of water on it or something, and like a little stand that's got some business cards in it. And you see right there, Patricia McSwain.
I show it to the guys.
Yeah,
like,
and there's another card as well. It says and with another woman's little picture on it, and it says Marie J. Malthius.
There's another card with another name on it?
Yeah, it looks like another realtor.
Marie J. Malthius?
Yes, Malthius. With a TH as opposed to a PH.
Okay.
And I'm assuming this has a address to her office or phone number.
Yeah, there's phone numbers and office address. Looks like they're Remax agents, perhaps in some type of office together.
Remind me, what did Bile tell us to do? Wasn't it pretty cut and dry? Like go to a hotel, find a bottle?
I don't.
That was the letter that we just.
I think
given
I think Bile had also told you
thing.
something similar.
He mostly had cryptic messages about everyone playing their part and stuff like that.
When we asked him what we should do next, he just like straight up told us.
I don't think it was that cut and dry. That being
It's
said,
been fucked up again.
that being said, I'm not near as hesitant about meeting a demon as I was prior to meeting Bael.
Seems like a
And
chill
some of them
guy.
are good folk, you know? It's discriminatory to just automatically assume that a demon is evil.
Yeah. A lot of anti-demon bias out there.
I'm gonna err on the side of not being so excited about the demons that just apparate out of nowhere. I've got a general distrust of things that move like that.
It's a stance.
On that note, how are you both feeling? Are you okay? I know we're all excited to get back to work
Yeah, we
and
are.
we're hot on the trail, but I feel a little uncomfortable, and I just feel like we might need to talk about what the hell just fucking
I feel
happened.
great. I just had the most refreshing catatonic break. But yeah, that was some fucked up shit back there in that behind the stage area. It's crazy, man. You doing all right?
Benji, you look about as normal as usual, and I guess that's about to be expected. But Hank, I'm a little more worried about Hank. So just sit in the corner. You'll be okay. I'm sure you're fine. Hank, are you? And he kind of like gives him an empty pill bottle to play with.
Oh, what's this one?
Got some change in it.
Hank? Are we ready to just get back to work? I know Benji is ready for this. We're back in it. Do we have any other choices? Or we have
Frankly,
to
I'm
out this
not
through?
entirely certain what's true and what's not true with Benedict, but one thing I do know is I don't feel particularly I don't want to involve anyone else in what we just went through. If we do take a rest, I would prefer it if we just stay secluded from anyone that we care about and get a hotel room. A night in a hotel room would probably do us some good before we go straight into meeting this realtor or whatever she is.
Okay. And Benji, get back here. We also have to keep in mind that Delta Green is no longer our friend, or the program, or whoever the fuck we were talking to. It sounds like they got Marbus.
And Hank is more on.
Sorry, Marcus. They got
Marcus.
Marcus.
He's more into that idea than he was prior, so he would definitely agree with Benedict. He doesn't want to contact really anyone, to be honest.
So we have no support. We're lone wolf.
I wonder if my cats are still alive.
As a
Hank, when's the last time you talked to your boys?
My boys.
There's nothing quite like dragging people back into it.
I can't. Their names are kind of blurry. I just need some sleep. I can't remember if it was Junior or Jasper or JJ.
Right. Well, let's get some sleep then, so you can remember your children's names.
Okay, well look, we can carry on. I think we have a clear roadmap for this nightmare journey. I think I just wanted to check in to make sure that we all agree that this is now real. And I don't know if we should think too much about what we just went through, but I don't know if there's anything we can do, even if this is
By the way,
not real.
Hank, that was downright heroic. You taking on that murder clown?
That was so dumb.
It's really stupid, guys.
Yeah, I've never went head toe to toe with anything like it. It was like my strikes just went right through it.
Yeah,
like-
it was so painfully obvious that thing would kill you in one hit, but man, you just went for it. That's bravery right there.
It didn't kill me in one hit. What did it do? I forgot.
You almost died. I saw bits of you floating off
yeah.
into the ether when it touched you. That was... You had no chance.
Next
Well,
time.
let's get
Next
some
time
sleep
I'm
then.
bringing
Okay.
an IED, and we'll see what it does against that.
Yeah, agreed.
Yes. Sure. Hank, let's bring an IED into the fever dream of us being
That's
committed
what-
into
Yep.
an insane asylum.
That's actually a really good call. I need to make some, I need to do some black market checks after we get up tomorrow.
So right now it's probably you guys kind of came to, and it probably took you an hour or two to kind of get up and get running after you guys had your breaks. And it's probably about noon at this point. So it sounds like you guys are really interested in rest and recuperation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to regroup and find some support. Like, we need to reestablish where we are. If we're just by ourselves,
Yeah.
then we need to operate like that. If we're not, then we
I
need
don't
to lean
think
on
we have
people.
any support anymore, do we? Is there somebody that sticks out to you?
I could always try phone my brother if I need anything. I'm not sure what he'd be good for. I think that would be up to the narrator to figure out what Barlow's stat
You hear the
sheets
voice
are,
too?
But I'm not a... I do.
All the time.
I do. The whole time.
How
He
much
asks,
time
"Have
has
you heard it?"
passed, Joe?
Have you seen it?
How much time has passed since you guys went into the Dorchester?
Yeah.
One night.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yes. Yeah, if you guys now
No
like pull out your
ways.
phones or check anything, it's the next day.
Rough.
Do I have any messages?
Let's let the dice decide that kind of thing, Let's see here. Let's see. Let's roll. Let's roll a D100. Let's see what happens. Okay, so that's a lucky roll. What do you think is lucky here? Do you think it's lucky that you've received some messages from someone you know or not?
We find a friend who can help us. That's what my definition of luck would be. We do not get contacted by the murder clown.
But also, what
That
about
would be
Delta Green?
unlucky.
Do you want to be contacted by Delta Green?
Don't know if it's lucky or unlucky at
All
this
right,
point.
we'll say that you probably have a passing kind of message from like your brother, Barlow, because he's the only human person you have on your bonds list, I believe. Okay.
Yes.
Our pigeons
the rest-
and shit.
The rest are Benji, who may not be a human,
And
and
a
a pigeon.
Right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you see like something that Barlow has probably sent you a message about nothing in particular. Maybe he says something, he sends you a text about like, that your bills, a bunch of your bills came, that he checked your mail while you were gone because you had him taking care of Papua New Guinea while you were gone, right? And he says that your bills are there. He's asking basically, he's like, how long are you gonna be in Boston? That kind of thing.
Okay. I think Benedict would just ignore him. Just send him
Thumbs
a
up
thumbs up
emoji, okay.
emoji.
Just you don't answer the question. You just yep.
Don't answer. But do I feel more reassured that he's still alive
You
or
tell
anything
me
like
how
that?
Benedict feels.
I think he's a Bond, so he's glad that Barlow still exists, and that's something he can latch onto. So he's a little bit more reassured that reality is coming in because of the mundane message. So I think he'd feel a little more sane, maybe.
Don't
Joe?
know about that.
I think he'd feel more
It's,
sane.
I can't blame you for trying.
Hank's looking while all this happens, looking for
all right.
very low budget, like no one would think to find us there type hotels
Hotels. Okay.
or motels rather.
Okay. Do you think that there's a particular skill that one would use for that, or are you just going to find a rent by the hour, just like low end kind of place?
That like
Okay.
a rent by the hour type low end.
Yeah, like you find one in one of the kind of the seedier areas of Boston, like kind of on the edge, like between like a middle class and a little bit of a seedier area. A kind of place that is probably frequented by prostitution, kind of stuff, being on the edge of a area where people have money versus where people don't. You find one that, you're not entirely sure is not going to end up with you getting bed bugs, but at this point, you're just looking for something easy, right? You're looking for something that's...
Well, basically, where it would be harder for someone to find us that was looking for us type is the main.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I'm not gonna really make you roll for that specifically. You were able to find something like that, something pretty off the grid. You find the Snooze Inn, and it is very much a rent by the hour kind of place. You're able to find that online. Is that where you guys are gonna head then? What is is the intent here just to go and rest up? Is that kind of what you want to do?
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe get
We
a
just
more
went through
solid
some
plan.
Sense.
In the meantime, also in the night, find out a little bit more about this realtor, and revisit the note. Even though it was cryptic, I do want to revisit that note and figure, because that's probably going to lead us to our main objective.
Right.
Let's see with this note.
I think getting back on our terms is the objective here, because we just got the equivalent to nightmare roofied and dropped in a house that we're unfamiliar with and with a sigil on the floor. So to get back under our control seems
Actually, I'm going to change
logical.
something I said earlier. Your van is not in the front; it's actually in the garage. So you can actually go into the garage. There's a clicker, for the garage, sitting on the front seat.
Our van is... I guess I missed that. Our van is in this random house that we woke up in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who the fuck did that?
God, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Benji, you're right. I don't trust this. Everything's burned. Take off your clothes, everybody. Strip down.
But yeah.
Actually, Benji would like to search for bugs.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and make me that
Let me
roll.
figure out what skill. What?
Are we looking for golden bugs?
Why not?
Or regular microphone bugs?
I was thinking regular microphone bugs. Because. What? I'm trying to figure out what skill to roll for this.
Probably a search. Unless you have
Oh,
some specialty
duh.
in surveillance. That's like kind of stuff. I don't think you do. Okay.
I'll also help if I can.
Let me see what you guys got.
Ooh, what was that? What
Success.
have I done?
For Benji.
You
29.
succeeded.
Kicked myself
Benedict
out of
failed.
roll 20.
Oops. That's a 20. Yeah, 29 under 50 for
Well, you
Benji and a
succeeded.
63 over 57. You guys start digging through. This is indeed is the Jambulance. You know, and you start looking through. The keys are in the ignition. Like I said, there was a garage clicker sitting there on the front seat. And it looks like everything, all the Arby's wrappers are right where you left them. You know, there's a, you know, whatever the large size of a watered down where the ice is melted Sprite from where Benedict left it, right there in the cup holder. You kind of look up and down, far and wide. You can't really derive anything. It doesn't look like that this thing has been messed with. You would go so far as to say this thing looks almost unnaturally exactly like you got out of it at the Dorchester. But everything's
Well, I
still
don't
here.
think there's any bugs, but it's suspiciously the same. Looks exactly like when we left it at the Dorchester.
Also, you do still find your directional mic and your remaining IED, because I think you had 2 originally, didn't you? So yeah,
So-
the IED is still
Yep.
sitting in the back.
Benji picks it up and casually tosses it towards Hank.
For the clown next time.
Thank you.
You got him next round, buddy.
He just puts it on his shirt. So, Hank, taking a closer look, it seems like, you know, he's looking at the note that was given to us, you know. Seems like the first objective there, Hank's kind of getting himself together and trying to get focused back to old Hank, maybe. The next step in the case. And, you know, just number 1 is find the hotel. And then he's
Yeah.
looking at Malthus, who seems to be connected to this realtor, or the realtor, as Benji says. And one of the top functions or main things this demon can do is it builds towers and houses. So Hank's wondering if this demon might have some insight to where this like hotel is, the Broad Album Hotel, what reality, what plane, how to get there. Since it has something to do with building towers, you know, possibly even labyrinths, which is second on the list.
Yeah.
Would one of you guys read the note again for just for our listening audience again, just so they can get an idea of the invitation that you guys received from the Clockwork Child?
Kind of hard for me to read the
Where?
text, honestly.
Is it the...
Find J.C. Linz at Hotel Broad Album. Go now, find the hotel, the labyrinth, the author, his bottle, the city, the lake, its shadow,
Yes.
the battle, then the party, the dance, the girl in blue, the one singing. Nothing is true except out is through. Love and kisses from Abby.
Have we not been to the Hotel Broad Album before?
We've never actually been inside, I don't think.
You guys have heard a lot about it.
Yeah, I think
Haven't we
just glimpsed
seen it? Or do we just like
Well,
see it in a scene?
There
You've
is
seen pictures.
we don't. I had a suspicion that the night floors was essentially the hotel. This like 1920 thing. I don't know if that's true or not, but that was my thought at first. Was whenever we went into this like 1920 type spot, it was Broad Album Hotel. But
I
we
remember specifically Joe describing us seeing doors and there's like an ornate iron bee on them or
Right.
something.
Yes.
When did that happen?
You guys had seen those in pictures of Asa Darabandi, of him standing in front of this building, it not being identified, and that was where. Remember, and this is a while back. This goes back into chapter 1. Keep in mind, we're in chapter 3 now, so I mean, it's been a minute. It's been probably over a year. There was a bit where you guys were able to look in the picture and do some CSI enhance, kind of thing on one of the reflections. And you determined that you thought you could see the Eternal Flagstaff, which is in Madison Square Park in New York. But when you went there, you didn't find a hotel, but that's where you found the bookshop. That's where you ran into Robert. And then when Hank, in the last scene where Hank was running from the clown, in the Dorchester, or in the theater, in the backstages, he had seen originally what appeared to be to him in a way that looked like he was looking at the Dorchester from a long way away, or the Broad Albion, but it actually was like a miniature, like a very, very granularly detailed miniature of the hotel with its big letter B's and people filing in and out of it.
What's the name of that park again?
It's Madison. It's Madison Square, I believe.
That sounds right.
All right, guys, I got a crazy idea. What if we go to Madison Square Park at night?
It's a crazy idea.
I would be willing to try that before we.
That is in a different city.
Oh, is that in New York?
Yeah.
Yes.
I forgot we're in Boston.
Not that you can't go there. I don't want. I'm just saying it's in a different city. It's not. You can't just go there tonight.
If I'll be frank, I'd be willing to try anything before we get anyone else involved. But so I would be willing to go back to New York and try to find it ourselves before we rope in this realtor. But that's just my take. When we get to the hotel and get the Wi-Fi password, I'm gonna try to search some more stuff about this woman online. Maybe it'll steer us in a direction whether to go to her or back to New York.
That sounds like a plan.
Okay.
On the way to the hotel, Benji is gonna text his ex, Zara, and ask if she can check up on his cat.
I don't think she's your ex.
Are we together? Did I forget that?
I thought you guys were together. Thought she was your fiance.
I guess I assumed we were exes because it's like we haven't talked to each other the entire campaign.
Well, keep in mind,
no exchanges.
Keep in
only
mind,
been a
chapter
day.
2. Yeah, it's only been
2
it's only
days.
been several days. Or you guys, I think the entirety of everything. Actually, I have a list of when everything started.
I mean, we fucked off to Vegas, and I didn't say anything to her, so I just assumed.
It's an awful relationship.
Yeah, are you implying that's not the basis for a strong relationship?
We're like two house cats living together.
You
like
never
two
tell
ships
anyone you're
passing
going to
in the night.
Vegas. If you're going to Vegas.
Yeah, so it's currently the 14th of September. You guys have been in Boston and everything. And this is crazy. This is just the way that tabletop games work. You guys have been in Boston and doing shit for about a week.
Yeah.
Like, we've
Wow.
been back from Las Vegas for
Feels
a week?
like a
No,
year.
no, since chapter 2 started.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
It's
we
only
were
been a
in
week.
Boston, went to Vegas, and been back, and that all took a week, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I'm
Okay,
looking at
in
it
that
now, and I think I forgot to account for the days that it took you to drive from Vegas back to Boston, which I think had said took like 2 days.
Yeah.
So we're going to say it's actually the 16th of September, which is a Wednesday.
All right.
But you're
So
gonna message Zara, is what you're gonna do.
Yeah, I'll send my fiance that I haven't talked to in a week a thumbs up emoji.
Say that again. You broke up a little bit for me.
I'll send my fiance that I haven't talked to in a week a thumbs up emoji.
Well, I don't know. Like, do you think that you have texted her and stuff throughout your time while you've been in Boston, here and there?
Well, I was gonna say that's what a normal person would do,
What
but
would
this is
Benji
Benji
do?
we're talking about.
So you're
Probably-
saying no?
Probably would have. I mean, she would have to be aware of his like fascination with the occult, so he probably would have been like, "Hey, hon, digging into something real deep. Might not be home for a few days. Love you."
Okay,
And that would be within Benji's character. Like, she wouldn't be surprised by that.
Okay, she knows that you get into your work, you know, and she sends you like a text back that's basically like, like that she's worried, it's like asking you, is everything okay? Do you know when you're gonna be back, kind of thing.
Does she send pictures?
I'm gonna say no.
She send nudes.
No, she doesn't send you anything back. Maybe she sends you because she's staying at your place, right? She lives with Benji, or does she have her own place? What do you think?
We would probably live together.
Okay, she sends you a picture of your cat, whose name I don't recall. I think the old one was Breakfast. I think there is a.
Yeah,
It's been a
and
while.
I might have
Second
changed
breakfast.
it to Alibaba. One of the cats is Alibaba.
Yeah, that'd be a very old cat, though. She sends you a picture of your ancient cat, Alibaba.
He just keeps on ticking. Ain't nothing take him down.
Yeah. Yeah. And she says,
Okay.
be careful, asking kind of when you'll be back, and stuff like that. What you'd expect, really. Anybody,
Yeah, I'll just text you back. I'm not sure yet. Blah blah blah.
anybody else
Whatever.
wanna reach out to their loved ones? That's
No.
Already done.
Okay,
Thumbs up
so
emoji, done.
so is the plan then? Are you guys going to the Snooze Inn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's it's probably about a 45-minute drive. You guys are able to pile into the van, and click the button. The garage door goes up, and you guys are able to exit this place. And and probably for the casual observer, it probably looks like that. Some workmen were at the house. Benji, as you're leaving, we'll say Benji's sitting in the passenger seat. You look out again at the Remax, realty for sale sign with the image of this woman on it, and you're so uneasy of this feeling that you have within you that, and it's something that you guys had actually talked about while you were in the night world when you were talking about. I think someone had hypothesized it. I don't remember who it was. They're like, are these demons all just regular people? Was something that came up, and you kind of have this idea kind of go through your head, like is this like, yes, like Benji's super into all this and wants to know and wants knowledge, but there is this feeling that's like this could be dangerous. Like you don't know, but she looks so innocuous there in her sports coat, her little sign in this suburb. You guys pull out. And you make it to the Snooze Inn in about 45 minutes. You drive through some bad parts of town to kind of get there. You come up on it. They are, the three of you. Who goes in? Does anyone go in specifically?
Hank will go in.
You check for bed bugs. I'm terrified of bed bugs. Then I'll come in.
Well, I figured he'd pay at the front. He's like, he doesn't have any money. He's like, Benedict, I need some money.
Oh god damn it, you people! I'm running out of money. But he'll begrudgingly
You
give
have
me
a few
some money.
standard purchases left, don't you? Go ahead and wipe one of
only
those.
a couple.
Are you
For this shitty hotel?
Are you? Well, how long are you
For this
okay.
shithole?
Well, okay. How are you paying? Are you just swiping a card, or are you throwing some cash at it? Because we're gonna say that your illicit money
no.
is basically cash based and almost untraceable.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, he'll hand over some cash. I mean, like, guys, no longer using credit cards. No more digital trails. Alright, if you need money, talk to me. And if we're out of money, we'll go break into an ATM.
Sounds good. He'll go in, pay for it, and be like at the front desk. He'll be like, "Now, if someone comes around asking for if 3 older fellas in a van stop by, you know what to say," and hands her a little bit extra.
Okay, yeah, the lady there, she goes, she takes the money. She takes the money that you gave her for the room. How long? She does ask you at the beginning. How long do you want to stay? Just one night? Like, what do you? She does
we'll
see that there's.
We're gonna stay one night, and we'll come back if we want an extra night.
Well, actually, she might tell you that you can only do one night at a time. That's just the kind of place it is. But she does see these other 2 men in the van. She's like, no parties.
You got a continental breakfast?
Is Benji there?
She's yelling from the van.
Hey!
Hank, ask if they have the breakfast. Well, Hank, you're in there, and she takes the money, extra money you give it, and sticks it in her shirt pocket. She's like, oh, don't worry, don't worry, we'll take good care of you. Hank, go ahead and make me that alertness check.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
Tell me what you get.
Success 9.
Hank, you know a lot of dingy places like this, they'll have security cameras, right? And they'll have the TV, screen with the cameras on it so that you can see that there's cameras. That's the whole reason they have that. So they want people to know they're being surveilled. Hank, you look up at the camera and you see your van. Maybe you can just make out Benji, sitting there in the side of it, as you guys are pulled up outside. There's probably like 6 cameras in this whole place. But you look at yourself, and there's some type of weird digital artifact that you cannot make out your face at all. And then and maybe Hank, you see this, and maybe Hank kind of moves to the left or moves to the right a little bit. Try not to look weird in front of this lady. You can't make out your face whatsoever.
Oh shit. Hank doesn't comment on it.
Yeah, and she's like, what name should I put down? She seems to be. She doesn't ask for an ID or anything. She's like, what do you want to put down for the room?
Tom Cruise.
Tom doesn't check up. Tom Cruise.
Junior.
She Junior. She writes Cruise with 2 O's. And says, okay, thank you very much, Mr. Cruise. Have a good evening. Remember, no parties, you 3.
No worries about that, but he's still kind of looking at the video. Weird.
Okay, you guys make it up. You're able to take your duffel bags wherever you have, and you guys had packed, to come to Boston and to go to Vegas. You have all your stuff with you.
I want to establish how many weapons we have, because I'm looking at my character sheet and it's just like a jumbled mess of every single item that I've ever had throughout all 3 chapters.
Damn it. We had said originally that you guys had brought your pistols, and I believe the shotguns, and someone has a rifle. I think Hank might have a rifle, and I think the other 2 of you have Carcosian shotguns.
I have a rifle.
Hank has all sorts of shit. Hank has this whole tactical.
I have a heavy pistol, an M4, a shotgun. Yeah.
I've got the same except no shotgun.
I thought you had brought it.
Also have a club,
That was from
but I think that was from
the Night World. You don't have that anymore. Yeah.
I
thought you had a shotgun, but if you say you don't, you don't.
I think I was the only one that pulled a shotgun. They got rifles at the time when we were getting more shit. But now I haven't.
You have a rifle. They both had Carcosian shotguns that they got from the library or from the bookshop at some point in time.
For sure, but I just also have a regular shotgun.
Okay. You can give that shotgun to Benedict if you want. Benedict, you can have a tactical shotgun. It's like your classic police 12 gauge. So So yeah, that's all your weapons. You also have the jamblets, and you have a single IED. You have some flashbang grenades, directional mic.
Yeah.
If you have some equipment.
When we get into the hotel, the room, Hank's also going to search the room.
Okay, go ahead and roll me that roll.
Benji will as well.
Success, 57 under 64.
Never mind.
It's cleanish. The sheets are clean. It's a double queen room. And so someone's either two of you are gonna have to cuddle, or one of you will crash on the couch. It's cleanish. You don't find anything interesting in the room.
What's the bed bug situation, Hank?
No bed bugs.
No bed bugs.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess we're settling in for the night. Hank wanted to do some research.
Basically, yeah, I guess I might as well roll. I'm gonna use the Wi-Fi, and let's see if I can roll something search-based. I guess there's not like a technology search-based.
Give me something like, I don't know, like maybe a bureaucracy or a history or something like that.
Yeah, let's see here. Bureaucracy is what I'm going to roll.
Okay.
Just to find, kind of go deeper than the first Google page on this.
Right.
Person.
What are you
Failure.
going to look for?
Doesn't matter, failure.
Okay. What were you looking for? Like.
I was looking at anything about her history prior to realty.
The Malthus.
Yeah.
The demon you'd see. Okay. Yeah, you can't find it. You might maybe find a LinkedIn page or something. It's not interesting.
Gotcha.
Benji is thinking about, he's just trying to predict the shitstorm that they're about to walk into. And I think I want to roll a Carcosian Clockworks to see if I can figure out what type of weapon would be most effective against these constructs.
Yeah.
I mean, the ID
nice.
worked pretty damn good against that terrifying baby.
Yeah.
I think it would be
But,
okay. Well,
what if there's a fucking ferric chloride bomb that just instantly flash rusted all the parts?
Okay.
This might be.
Oh.
Yeah, but make me a roll. Let's see what you get. If you do really well, might give you something.
Rolling.
Bringing in that real world knowledge. I like it.
What did I get?
Oh, it's some bullshit.
Failure. 42
Failure.
over 36.
You think that these things are probably, they're not exactly organic, and the means by which they work does not entirely make sense. You know that the IED, you are fairly sure the reason the IED killed this thing is because it just did so much damage at once. You think that was the big thing. It was just a devastating attack. You think that these things are, if Benji is sure of anything now, is that these things are very, very dangerous. And that killing them, kind of similar when you guys attacked the mannequin, when you guys were in the library, these things are dangerous and difficult to kill. They're probably unpredictable. And the means by which they work, it doesn't have to make sense. And there's a part of Benji that understands it, of how they work, how they're powered, but there's a big part of him that doesn't.
Okay.
Because it doesn't make sense, because it's not natural. You know that.
Yeah. Okay, Benji types in on Google how to kill clowns.
You find a lot of stuff. You know that scene in Zombieland where he uses the hammer at the end on the zombie clown? you get several iterations of that.
Hey guys, check this out.
You've blown the
he's done
case
it.
wide open there.
Hank just stares at it, and it's like the Kill Bill.
Zooms in on his eyes.
Yeah.
Ain't that hilarious, Hank? Let's watch it again and again.
A bead of sweat trickles down his forehead.
So what are you guys gonna do? You just gonna get some pizza
All right, so-
and fold
Well-
there probably is a couch. You can probably fold out the couch bed, like so one of you could sleep on that.
Yeah, I think.
Benedict wants to chat to the lady in the front to maybe try and get some surveillance or an idea of how exposed they are tactically.
Okay. I don't. Yeah, I mean, you could
Can I go persuade her
okay,
to
like,
let us
if
know?
anyone
Or give us a ring if
comes,
anybody shows
give
up.
you a ring. Okay, if you want to persuade her to do that, then why don't
Yeah.
you use your persuade skill?
Oh, I'm such a persuasive character. 60 under 61.
Nice.
So I think that's the first time he's ever
technically-
persuaded somebody. Oh, and
That's
some tea.
technically
Some tea,
a
please.
really strong
I need
roll,
tea as well.
because the higher it is and still succeeds is
Yeah.
technically better. You don't have to pay her off again. Maybe she's already been buttered up a little bit, right? You know.
My darling.
She and you know
Here
what?
we go.
And maybe she does. You know, you ask for some tea bags and she pulls out. You know, it's like shitty tea. You know, like she pulls out some little tea bags and like gives you like a little coffee maker. Like they don't just give you the coffee maker in the room. You have to come ask for it. So she gives you like the little coffee maker, and she's like, oh yeah, you know, like if you know your friend there, and she kind of for a second she kind of like, it's like she's gonna say his name. She kind of looks up and kind of has this vacant look on her face. She's like, yeah, we can absolutely, if anyone comes looking for you, asking around, I'll give you a holler. How about that? Just come visit me before you guys leave, okay? Gives you a wink.
Benedict is into it. He's like, yes, ma'am. Reminds me of home.
Like it when you
Such a
call me
charmer.
ma'am. So yeah, you think that you seem to be able to persuade her, and she tells you that, you know, that her, you know, that she'll let the next person know, come in, you know, to keep an eye out for you.
Mm-hmm. All right. Benedict will also mention this to the rest of the guys coming back to the room, that it seems like she struggled to remember your name, and not just because she was being coy, but I think she legitimately wasn't. Something's up there, Hank.
Interesting.
Strange.
So,
Well, fellas, how I think I made it where I stand. I would prefer to find this hotel ourselves, but we've had no luck. Benji, we've been to these other realms. I mean, how hard do you think it would be for us to find this hotel ourselves? Part of me thinks the only way to do that, not necessarily going back to New York, but possibly the hotel where we found the evidence for, you know, I forgot what that was, the room.
the Boxer
you know.
Hotel, room 616.
You know, we definitely know
We also found Jay Linz's jacket
Yeah.
there.
we could
Yeah.
possibly skip a few steps and go straight to the lake. You know, we're swimming. If we go through the mirror, that'd be very risky.
That sounds extremely dangerous. You and I both saw that Leviathan swimming around in there. We gotta get some more info on that. We gotta figure out how to protect ourselves. That'd be suicide just trying to swim through them waters.
Benji, do you remember, or have you ever come across anything about tattoos in your studies?
Yeah, I got the whole dang Ars Goetia tattooed on my body.
Lift
Naturally.
the shirt up.
Because the lady at the top of the program, she had those voodoo protection tattoos, and maybe there's something like that that might help
Agent
us at this
Charlotte.
point.
Let me dig through my vast amount of knowledge.
Benedict is all up for that at this point. And he may have
We gotta
had
get some prison tats in the
reservations
hotel.
about tattoos.
It's stick and
He's
poke.
gonna get some voodoo
Oh,
prison
yeah,
Some
tats.
sticky pokey.
A classic stick and poke.
Can I roll occult to see if there's any sort of glyphs or wards? Protective glyphs.
You know, funnily enough, I would probably say, you know, that's really more of an unnatural thing. If you're looking at, I don't know, like you can give me your occult. If you do really well on it, then we may you may be able to do something with it.
Would I get a better result if I succeeded on an unnatural?
I'd say you get a better result if you succeeded on unnatural.
All right, let's gamble. What was that? Oh, major failure. 76 over 28.
Okay. Yeah. You don't get anything. You don't get anything. You think that, like I said, I think when you guys have seen them, you like just Benji with his extreme occult knowledge, you would know that that's like you think that it's that's Caribbean in nature, probably related to voodoo, or actual or like the classical actually like voodoo, and protection from hoodoo, which is like black magic. But beyond that, you don't know if it's necessarily something specifically has to do with this. It's also worth noting that when you are like, you know that this stuff exists and the study of these things exist already. And I think that you don't know if, those, keep in mind, this is a high-ranking member of Delta Green. The idea that somebody is fiddling around with protective runes might be, kind of makes sense.
This is really creepy. Since all this going on, I just got a text from an unknown number, says Wild wants to talk, says you owe him a story.
Whoa. This is Joe. Joe's messing with us now in real life.
Brilliant.
What's that number?
Well, we're recording. I'll say it afterwards.
No, you can say it.
Huh?
You can say it.
616-483-2235.
616 is familiar. Does anything else stick out?
Wait, is this part of the game?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
Oh, God.
Is it?
What? Oh my
Yo,
God,
this is too
no.
much.
That's amazing.
This is crossing a
Well
line,
done.
man. This
Okay,
is
who's
crossing a
Wild?
line.
Oh, Wild. Okay. Yeah.
We do owe him a story in exchange for
Wow,
the,
nice
the-
job,
the
Joe.
information that he gave us.
Hank's like,
Oh my God.
fellas, I got a text. And then he's
No, Brad got that text.
Oh, okay.
Brad, not Hank.
Okay, layers on layers.
Oh Lord.
Who was Wild again?
He was the guy with the fucked up face.
Yeah.
Mr. Wild.
Yeah.
And we sort of circumnavigated him and went straight to the source. We never actually agreed to give him a story, did we?
I think you did.
Oh.
Yeah, we
Okay.
did. We agreed, but we never gave it to him. Brad, send him a number, send him a message, new phone, who dis?
Naturally.
Hank does that.
Okay. You send a message. You see the little dots appear, like the person is responding, and it stays that way for like 5 minutes and then goes away. So you think that they
Joe, is it fair to say that if Benji does some research about this tattoo thing, that I could roll another unnatural tomorrow? Because I really like this idea.
Okay, I will say, so we're getting kind of late in the afternoon here. If Benji wants to spend the rest of the night beyond sleeping, doing this, that tomorrow he can roll another one.
Cool.
How about that?
He's gonna... Do I have any pills on me? He pats himself down for pills.
Roll that luck roll.
Gotta get in the zone. 33.
That's a critical success.
Nice.
You
overflowing
you open your
reverb.
pockets and just Xanax just come spilling out. No, you think you're like, at first you pull out the bottle you have in your pocket, and there's like 2 in there. But then you remember, oh wait, I'm an idiot. You reach down there, and inside, folded up in one of your socks, is an entire new bottle.
Nice.
Have you been walking around with this bottle in your
No,
pocket
no,
this
no,
whole
in
time?
his
about my
bag.
sock pills.
No, in his bag.
Oh, okay.
Oh, in
Like,
his sock bag.
folded
Okay.
up in a clean pair of socks.
I was wondering what sort of sounded like a maraca every time I took a step, and it was my sock pills the whole time.
Classic sock pills. Okay,
Might have given us our position away a couple times. Sorry about that, fellas.
so that's what Benji's going to be doing for the rest of the afternoon. What about the other two of you? Is there anything else you want to do, or do you just want to kind of like, just settle in and get ready to rest?
There's that other realtor that nobody's looked into. Marie J. Malthius. Marie.
Yeah. Do you guys have... I don't remember. Do you guys actually have a hard copy of the Ars Goetia? I don't know if you...
I mean,
I don't think
I
so.
have mentioned multiple times that I've got it tattooed on my body.
Okay, so at some point in time, Benji has his shirt off, and one of you guys are just kind of reading the Ars Goetia off him. I actually, I will say that, you've made it clear to these guys, and that you've probably been able to find an online copy. You recall, one of you other guys, actually the two of you give me intelligence checks, Benedict and Hank. Give those to me.
Success 26 under 70.
Benedict, you recall that
Failure.
Yes, there is a Malthus, and that was the seal. But you recall that there is a Malthus. That was the seal you find, but there's also a Malthus,
Yeah, I saw that.
which bears a striking resemblance to Marie J. Malthius. So one has a PH, and the other one has a TH. Does anyone want to read the entry for Malthus?
Malthus, or Halthus, is an Earl of Hell, commanding 26 legions of demons, who is said to have a rough voice when speaking. He is often depicted in the shape of a stork. Malthus buildeth towers, filled them with ammunition and weapons as Hell's own armorer. He is a prince of Hell. He is also said to send his legions into battle or to places designated by higher commanding demons. That's sick as fuck. Filled them with ammunition and weapons as Hell's own armorer.
So it's two of them together working at this Remax.
Yeah. You
So-
have cards for both of them, for both of this Marie J. Malthius and Patrick McSwain, or Patricia McSwain, pardon me.
I think we need to hook up with Malthus and get some hellish explosives.
Let's get some guns.
All right, Hank has one more thing he wants to do, like late at night, whenever everyone else is fine.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Benedict as well, but his is going to be a little bit more esoteric. So he's going to sit very quietly. Like, he's probably going to try and meditate and think deeply to try and make sense of that entire experience. I don't know if there's I think what I'm trying to do is maybe derive some insight into the nature of what we just went through. So, and is meditation like an occult activity? Was it like
Give me
personal
a
human
power roll.
to introspect? Ooh. That's not a great
it
stat
not?
that I've got there.
What a shame.
Let's do it. That's a success!
Nice.
A 40. Under 45.
Okay. What do these meditations look like? I mean, are you literally sitting?
Were you flashing something?
No, I was looking for something.
Okay.
What do these meditations look like? Like, what is Benedict doing?
He's trying to think back through the entire nightmare dream that was shared. He's trying to piece together pieces of that, overlaid with the characters, like Ed and the weird Dr. Max friend and his likeness to Dr. Dallin, and Asa Darabondi and all the characters that overlaid with our regular lives. And I think he's trying to focus on understanding what the meaning of Patsu was, if that was like reality embodied in this weird place. So I think he's just trying to make sense and piece something together about that experience.
A lot of it, you're not able to come to anything. I mean, you are just, you're sitting here. But, one of the things that you do kind of come to a conclusion is like the idea of Dallin. It seems that some, as you're really thinking about it, what you mentioned, the similarity between Dallin and Friend. Even this kind of go-between between Mr. Wilde and Ed Wist. But then, oddly enough, then there was Timothy Bale, who seemed to be represented in both places. It's hard to say, because it's like, it seems that in many ways that there are things that people are mirrored, right? That people are mirrored, but they're mirrored imperfectly, or they're mirrored just a little bit differently. And as you're thinking,
did we ever catch a glimpse of ourselves in that world?
You thought you'd caught a glimpse in the library of the scene where you and Benji had found the guns.
In the bookstore.
Yeah, in the bookstore.
Right.
But
I mean, like in the mirror, sorry to keep harping this point, but did we ever see ourselves in this world? Were we mirrored in some way, or did we just appear to be ourselves in this
There was
time and
nothing
place?
specific. But to that end, you... At some point in time, Benedict goes into the bathroom. Small bathroom, decently clean. Go in and you're looking in the mirror, and you remember this world that was beyond the mirror, this vast ocean. It's beyond the mirror. And I would say that before Benedict necessarily realizes what he's doing, he finds himself tracing his own version of the yellow sign on the mirror. Much like originally you had seen the marks in the Samahina home, Benedict begins to make out the sign. He begins to draw it out with his fingers. And there's a moment where you detect just the slightest of ripples in the surface of the glass. You pull your fingers back. It's like that scene in The Matrix where like you pull it back and it kind of sticks to your finger for a second.
Okay. He's gonna wash his face and get out and try and tell the guys, listen, just found myself drawing the symbol. Maybe we need to go to the bathroom together from now on.
You never know.
Did your hand start to go through the mirror?
Yep.
Yeah, I've done that before too. Pretty trippy.
Yeah.
Happens to all of us.
I don't like it. No me gusta.
No,
I mean, it'd be pretty sick if we could make our own portals to the labyrinth. I wouldn't have to go nowhere.
Oh.
Just at will, into the night floors. What if we both traced it
I love your
together?
enthusiasm.
What if I come behind you and hold your hands like that scene in Ghost?
Hank will take the couch and sort of keep watch the night whenever they're, ready to go to sleep. And
that'll make Benedict sleepy.
He'll, in the middle of the night, super late, get up and start smoking and look at the text, and then realize the 616 is the room number they were in.
Right.
Yeah. So now he suspects that's where he'd have to go to talk to Wilder, or they would have to go. But now I guess he's just gonna let the paranoia take him. He's looking at the text. The Benedict saying the front lady couldn't quite remember his name. The blurred image of his face. This is a lot, but I'm gonna try to do this as less intense as possible, Joe, if possible. He wants to try to go to the control room where they have the tape and rewind the tape and look at them like entering the hotel and stuff like that.
There's not really a control room. This is not that kind of establishment.
But I'm sure there's like an office
like
where the tape's being recorded of sorts.
There might be like a small office kind of behind the counter, where the person sits at the front. If you want to try
And
to
no-
convince this person that you can go in there.
No other door to the office.
There's probably a door to the office. There might be a window that's out to the back of the building if you want to try to sneak in. Otherwise, like, you think that maybe you're still in these people's good graces. Maybe you could, you do have some, you have a badge, and that kind of thing. You could always kind of try to swing your weight around, or you could just try to persuade, or you could sneak. You pull out your gun, put it in their face, tell them to let you see the fucking tapes.
Hank is will try to persuade, and could he maybe get an advantage on that since he's in their good graces?
Roll me a luck roll.
Okay. Failure. 84.
It's a new person. By the time you get out there, shift has changed. So
Okay.
you're gonna have to do it raw.
Hank, raw, you say?
Raw.
Hank is going to go the badge route and says, "Excuse me, sir or man or female, or
I will say it's a man.
excuse me, sir. I don't know if the person that was here before told you the whole situation, but we have a little bit of agreement, and if it's not too much to ask, I would like to step into the office and look at some tape. Investigation, you understand?" And he shows his badge.
Okay, roll me like a persuade. You can take plus 20. This is it's like a 19-year-old, who like has like a textbook out in front of them. You think that maybe they might be a student. They're like working the night shift.
Failure, shit.
Wow.
He's like I don't know. I don't know, man. Like I don't think I can show you this. But like even while you're standing here, you're still looking. You're looking at the screen. You can still see your face is all fucked up. Like it's like someone has put a filter over your face.
He'll ask the
Didn't we see this somewhere?
he'll ask the
I'm sure we've seen this
he'll
before.
ask the kid. He's like, "Well, I understand if you need to check with your manager. Just a cause for concern about the video quality here." And he points to the screen. Does the guy act like he sees anything? The same thing that Hank sees?
But yeah, he turns around. He's like, "Oh, that's weird." He kind of like hits the side of the TV. He's like, "Yeah, I don't know."
Hank's not going to try to do more, but
Okay.
he'll head back to the hotel and try to get some sleep.
Okay. So that is you guys for the rest of the evening. You guys lay down to rest, and you do get some rest. Benji, BT Dubs. Hey Benji, remember how you had lost your insomnia?
Yeah, back.
Yes.
Okay, when you had a break, that all came back.
Ah, hell.
Yep. So,
Alright.
So if you have it marked, if you have your insomnia like marked out or something, you got some notes on it, go ahead and put on there that it is, it's back. So I think we had said previously, or I think the way it works actually for insomnia is you have to roll some type of roll to actually attempt to get decent sleep.
What was the roll?
Here, I can probably pull it up here. Insomnia. Let me see. It's gonna take me a sec. Find it. They're alphabetical, Joe. You're better than this. Go. Sleep disorder.
Is it as
Go ahead and roll a sanity check. I understand that's not the best for Benji.
success? 10 under 37.
Oh, lo and behold, Benji,
That's
you
my
were
boy.
you were able to have a pretty good sleep. The other two of you, maybe you hear him kind of tossing and turning a bit, but you are able to actually get asleep.
So we can update our sheet again.
Yeah, go ahead and update your sheets again for any failures. Anyone who needs willpower? Let's see.
Yes, please.
I can do what with that again? Roll.
I think willpower is what you roll, like you roll a d4.
Yeah.
You get that much back. I might be
Gotcha.
wrong.
Well, I was only 1
And
point
I
away.
could use
so.
some health.
Oh, same.
Yes. Well, like we're so bad at this because I am so bad at this. I never remember to do all this. I believe you roll a Constitution check, and if you pass, you get 1 back.
1? Okay.
1. Yes.
Just 1.
Just 1. Did you both heal up a bit?
Yep.
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 1. Hank, I didn't notice Hank was so low. He's at 7.
Yeah, you got close to dying.
got smashed by a clown.
In that clown, man. Well, it's like, and the weird thing is, it's like there is no physical, like, outward injury that you have.
It's just hematomas.
Yeah, like it was almost like, and when it happened, it was almost as if it was like boiling it out of your body. Like that's very much the sensation you got. You guys wake up in the morning. There is no breakfast. You can make a coffee on the coffee pot. You know, maybe you guys ordered pizza last night.
What?
Or something. You know, but it all seems to have gone fairly quiet. I don't know, it was like, were you guys like sleeping with your guns under your pillows, or like, I know Hank probably
Hank
was.
definitely was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Benji was sleeping with his
got,
heavy pistol in his hand with his finger on the trigger, just like thrashing around the room.
Just like sitting up over the night and like swinging it around, like pointing around the room.
Just
Benedict's
straining.
got a picture of Michelle still, just under his pillow in his hand, and a shard of glass that he goes to sleep with now.
The shard of the mirror.
Of the mirror.
Okay. Yeah, you guys wake up in the morning, and you know maybe any of you who hadn't showered the night before, you know, I feel like Benedict, you definitely find yourself like reaching out and touching the mirror as you're brushing your teeth, just kind of stroking it, and it does not feel entirely solid. You know, and this seems to persist, but you guys all, at some point in time, someone turns on the TV. There's like a little TV there. And maybe there's the typical news cycle. It talks about the weather. You know, it's going to be like a chilly kind of September day. You know, autumn's like, you know, kind of starting to set in. And then you hear and you kind of get to like the 24-hour news cycle, you know, like local news for Boston. And you hear, I don't know if which of you was like kind of sitting there watching it. Maybe as you put on your shoes, you hear, this just in, breaking news from Boston Metropolitan Police Department. 3 men are believed to be on the run after escaping the Dorchester Mental Hospital yesterday afternoon. The 3 men are shown, it's like, there's like, you know, you see like there's like a picture of all 3 of you, you know, it's like on the screen side by side, and it's all you.
Damn it.
And it's each of you guys standing. Who's watching this? Who's in there standing watching it? Like right when it starts to happen.
All of us?
Sure. Like you guys can all definitely come in. Like maybe Benedict is still brushing his teeth. Yeah. It's like, and you see that the pictures are all of you, and they're pictures that you don't remember taking. They're like very blank,
Holy shit.
very neutral pictures of you standing just in front of a background. There's like, reports that the 3 individuals are mentally unstable and may be related or may be associated with domestic terrorist. Police
Jeez.
warn. Police
God.
warn that anyone who sees anyone. There is a hotline on the bottom of your screen there. Please call that number. These men are considered to be armed and dangerous. Any reports, please let us know. Isn't that terrifying, Janet? Escaped mental patient. Isn't that scary? And they kind of
Benedict throws his
they
shoe
kind
at
of
the
start talking.
TV.
Everyone roll me an alertness check.
I
Did
guess
they
it's a
say
good thing
anything
we
about
paid
it?
off the fucking front desk.
Do they say anything about a cash reward?
Law enforcement is offering a $10,000 reward for any information that leads to the capture of these dangerous people.
Benedict, I know how we can get your money back.
Oh no, this is not the way.
Hank got a
Benedict fails alertness.
Hank and
Success for
Benji
Benji.
got success.
Yeah. All right. So make sure to always mark your failures. Who succeeded there? That was
Hank and Benji.
Hank and Benji. Hank and Benji, you guys are looking at these pictures of yourselves, and you notice that in the kind of bottom of the frame, kind of like cropped out, it appears that all three of you are holding, kind of, you can just barely see it in the bottom of the frame. It looks like you guys are all holding in some figuration bottles. Each one being a little different from the other one.
In the picture, and it's like a sterile picture with like, I guess like the Dorchester like plain wall background. Like
it's just a weird neutral background that has no detail, but like I said, in the bottom of the picture of the frame seems to be each of you kind of holding a bottle. Like maybe Benedict is holding his by the neck. Hank is kind of like cradling his. And Benji is kind of holding his in both hands, like you'd present a wine bottle. But like it's kind of like in the bottom of the frame, you can just barely make it out. And that, my friends, is probably a good place to call it for today.
Shit.
nice.
So we are out of our root timeline, and we're into the timeline that we were
That's what I was
hallucinating.
wondering. Like, what's it? Well, not necessarily, because the one we're hallucinating was like actually in Carcosa, because there's shit going. There's like a war going outside the hospital in that timeline. So
Save it for the sanity check, guys.
yeah.
Save it for the sanity check. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. It's good to be back. I'm hoping that we get to just stay back on our actual schedule. That being said, though, I do want to thank some new folks, some new people who have joined us, our Patreons.
Yay!
Oh, we got 3 new ones. It's been a while because we didn't do it for the one shots, and we didn't do it for the session 0. But I want to let you know that we really appreciate it. John, Kurt, and that looks a lot like Emu. So it's spelled the same as Emu. So or Emu, whoever it is. But thank you guys. Thank you for joining us on our Patreon.
Thank you.
It really
Come into our Jambulance.
Welcome.
Welcome
To the Jambulance. It's good to have you.
Those, they're not going to hear those effects, right?
It's just for us.
Yeah. But we really appreciate you guys. Like I said, it helps us to do things. It helps us to, to be able to host our stuff. And hopefully, I was actually wanting to try to get Jean a real mic. But yeah.
It's coming. Soon.
It's coming.
Soon.
But yeah, thank you very much. Listen, connect with us. All of our socials are all down in the description of where this is. Connect with us. Hey, go to Spotify, Apple, wherever you're listening, or even YouTube Music, I think, and leave us a review. Leave us a good rating. We really appreciate it. Besides that, guys, thank you.
Back at you, man. That was so fun. I believe I could go for another.
Well, do I have good news for you?
Can I have some more?
Yes, we're gonna get back in. We're gonna record our next episode. But for those who are watching live, stay tuned. We're gonna be back. For those listening, watching later, thank you very much, and catch us next week as these guys try to figure out what the hell they are gonna do. The manhunt is on. They are officially on the lam. But guys.
Yeesh.
Let's do it. So, but everyone, thank you very much. We'll catch you next time. And remember, as always, stay safe and stay sane. Bye.
Peace.